Okay, we're going to be factoring trinomials. Of the form x squared plus bx plus c. Factoring trinomials of the form x squared plus bx plus c. Now notice on this one that there is not going to be a number in front of x squared. So x squared's coefficient is going to be 1 on all of these problems. This is an easier problem to do than when you have a number in front of x squared. So that will be your next lesson. Now what we're going to be doing here is doing the FOIL backwards. Now if you remember when you FOIL something out, look if you did x plus 2 times x plus 3. You do first times first, which is x squared. Then you do your outer, which is plus 3x. You do your inner, which is plus 2x. And then you do last times last, which is plus 6. And you can combine the two middle ones. You get x squared plus 5x plus 6. So if you notice on this, to get the 6, you can multiply the 2 times the 3. To get the 5 for the middle term, you can add the 2 and the 3. So if we want to factor, which means we're just going to do all of this backwards, we want to figure out what two binomials you would multiply together in order to get this. So let's say you have x squared plus 13x plus 30. If you want to factor that, you need to find the factors of 30 that add up to 13. So let's write out some factors of 30. You know you can multiply 1 times 30 to get 30, 2 times 15, 3 times 10. Okay, and now just look and pick out the set of factors that equals 13. So that would be 3 and 10. So this is going to factor into x plus 3 times x plus 10. Because x times x would give you the x squared, 10 times 3 would give you your 30, and then the outer and inner added together would give you your 13x. So just find the factors of the last term that add up to the middle term. Something to always notice here, anytime this last term is positive, you're going to have the same signs in the parentheses. Like they're either both going to be pluses or both going to be minuses over here. And that's anytime this is a plus on the last term. Okay, next let's look at x squared minus 11x plus 24. Okay, we're going to factor it. It factors into two binomials. You know to get x squared is x times x. You can go ahead and put that there if you want to. Now we have to find the two factors of 24 that add up to a negative 11. Now just like before, this is a plus sign in front of the last term. So you know they're going to have the same signs. Now we know whenever we pick these factors and we add them together, they're going to have to equal to a negative 11. So that means that both of the numbers are going to have to be negative, because if they have to have the same sign and add up to a negative number, they're both going to have to be negative. So let's see, to get 24, it could be negative 24 times negative 1. It could be negative 2 times negative 12. It could be negative 8 times negative 3. And that's going to be it, isn't it? Because when you add these two together right here, that adds up to the negative 11. So this is going to factor to x minus 8 times x minus 3. Okay, number 3. X squared minus 2x minus 35. Okay, we know we're going to multiply x times x to get x squared. Now here, the sign of the last term is negative. That means that they have different signs. So one of them is going to be positive, and one of them is going to be negative. You don't know which one, though. So let's see, to get negative 35 with different signs, it could be negative 35 times 1, or 35 times negative 1. Or it could be negative 7 times 5, or 7 times negative 5. And which one of these add up to negative 2? Well, that would be the negative 7 and 5. If you add negative 7 plus 5, that would give you the negative 2. So that would factor into x minus 7 times x plus 5. And on any of these problems, you could go back and multiply it out, FOIL it, to check your answer to make sure you got it correct.